I got to get ready because my world could end today. And so could yours. And for all the attention given to trying to figure out the end of the world, not enough attention is given to being ready. You know, I had a young man that I've known all of his life and married him, and told me something that really disheartened me. He said, well, I'm not really religious anymore, I'm spiritual. Translate that for me. What does it mean, I'm spiritual? Well, you know, I read my Bible and I feel closer to God, and I exercise, and my body's a temple, and I take good care of my body, and I eat right, and I work hard, and good for you. But at what point does spirituality become my creation of God? I make God into my own image and likeness. I make God into what I want him to be. So I'm spiritual, and I think I do nice things. I read good books. I don't read those trashy novels and stuff like that. I read good books and everything. Good. So tell me what your very healthy, wonderful, self-satisfied lifestyle asks you to do when our Lord says, Lord, when did we see you hungry, naked, ill, or imprisoned, and not tend to your needs? What does your very satisfied lifestyle tell you about the less fortunate? What does your very spiritual lifestyle tell you about bringing the gospel to others in the name of Christ and not in your own name? What does your spirituality tell you about suffering? So now you're living this wonderful, holistic, healthy, spiritual life, and your spouse dies. Your spouse leaves. Your child gets cancer. What does feeling good about yourself and God tell you how to handle that? What does it tell you about suffering? What does it tell you about sacrificing? What does it tell you about caring for one another and being willing to sacrifice? Where does that part in St. Luke's gospel come in that says, anyone who wishes to be my disciple must take up his cross daily and follow me? Why do you look at crosses as God's being mad at you? Why do you look at crosses as God's punishment? Where do you find meaning and value in suffering and not just living your nice, neat little spiritual lifestyle that you talk about pleasant things, but the only one being served is yourself? And we get so much of people who think they are preparing and serving God by taking care of themselves and serving themselves. Well, if that were the case, the Son of Man would never have suffered and died on the cross in order that sinners like us might one day come to the joy of everlasting life. That's the real challenge of living that life and being ready. And for those who have replaced their religion for comfort and convenience and now get to make God in their own image and likeness, you're not ready to do anything except the things that you like and make you feel good about yourself, and God help you. That's not getting you anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its branches become tender and sprout leaves, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see these things happening, you know that he is near and at the gates. Amen, I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But of that day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Hello and welcome back to Close Walk Catholic Communications. I'm Father Bayer, your host, and we're glad that you came back for our second segment. And it's really difficult for me to talk a half an hour about the end of the world because I'm not worried about it. But notice what our Lord says. I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. That was 2,000 years ago. How many generations have come and gone? Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But of the day or the hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son of Man, but only the Father in heaven. Don't try to outguess God. It's simple. It's easy. And so when we talk about being ready, what does that mean? That the rapture's not going to get me and I've got a bunker in food storage. No. Not that Y2K stuff. Being ready means that I've gotten to that place in life where I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm pleasing in the sight of God. I think I'm doing the things in my life that God would ask of me to do in order to merit heaven. Now, I know darn good and well that I don't deserve heaven. I'm human. I'm going to get to heaven by the mercy and the grace of God, based on his mercy and his compassion. I'm not going to get to heaven because I've just been so good. There's no letting me in, neither keeping me out. As I told you, I work with Mother Teresa. She went to confession every day. Mother Teresa. Wow. And when we talk about the end of the world, I've got no advice to give you. But when we talk about living lives that are ready to stand before the throne of God, I can't begin to tell you how important the sacrament of reconciliation is. And for those of us who went through the Second Vatican Council, and some priest and religious mistakenly catechize, you don't need to go to confession unless you're in the state of mortal sin. That's wrong. That is heretical teaching. That's like saying, we don't need marriage counseling until one of us has an affair. What, stupid? You're going to wait till one of you's got somebody on the side, and now you think, well, we really need to get a little help here. You need to get help before your marriage has become that disconnected that someone else has become involved in the picture. You need to get help. Well, I don't think it's cancer, so I'm not going to go to the doctor. I'm going to wait till I'm pretty sure it's cancer. Then I'll go to the doctor. Yeah, how's that working for you? It doesn't make any sense. And to say you don't need to go to confession until you're in serious sin means you're not really serious about your holiness. In order to live lives that are ready to one day meet and stand before the throne of God means I'm trying to be pleasing today. And I'm worried about today. And you know what? There's so many things that on a daily basis I've got to get better for. There's certain things that I do habitually. You know, I've gotten a little bit better at it. It doesn't come out of my mouth as easily as it used to. Doesn't mean I don't think it. It doesn't mean I'm not this far away from thinking or saying something ugly. I need to change that. I need to change that. I need to change those things that happen on a daily basis where I'm either impatient, I'm uncharitable, I'm insensitive, I'm selfish. No, most of those are not mortal sins, but most of those are the things that keep me from becoming holy and becoming the person that I need to be in the sight of God. I've always heard it's not the mountain that lies ahead of us, it's the pebble in our shoe that keeps us from climbing that mountain. It's the little things that take away from our own holiness. I'm going to recommend once a month, you try to make a good confession. But I don't do anything wrong. Well, then once a month, come hear my confession, because I do stuff wrong every day. No, it's not big. It's not mortal. But it keeps me from being who I need to be in the sight of God. One of the things that I ask you to do is go online and Google the examination of conscience. And there are a bunch of them out there. Find one that speaks to you and print it out. I'm going to ask you to make that part of your night prayer. Read the questions. Have I? Have I? Have I not? Have I not? Go through this examination of conscience every day. Before you go to bed, make a good act of contrition. Let the Lord know you're sorry for your stupidity. And we all suffer from it. And then at least once a month, go and ask God's grace or forgiveness to give you the grace to break the habit. You know, I confess the same old thing every month. It's just little piddly stuff. It's not anything really serious. Well, when are you going to stop the little piddly stuff? When are you going to start to say, you know, I need to quit talking to people like that. I need to control my temper better. I need to quit being as uncharitable as I've been. Need to get rid of my anger. I need to do a better job at forgiveness. I'm not talking about being wild and crazy and hanging out in mortal sin city. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being sincere about your holiness. And when that time comes, we're okay. We're okay. That's what we can do to prepare for the end of the world. of the day or the hour, no one knows. Neither the angels in heaven nor the Son of Man, but only the Father in heaven. And you know, and one of the great joys in my life has been being at people's deathbeds who are okay with dying. Father, I'm okay. I mean, I think God understands. I think God knows I tried. I'm sure he knows I failed a lot. But I also believe that when I asked him to forgive me, he did forgive me. So, you know, I'm sorry to leave here, but I'm okay, God. I'm okay with meeting God, because I think he's going to be merciful. I think he's going to be just. I think he's going to be kind. One of the things that I hope everyone understands, without contrition, there's no forgiveness. Don't presume on the mercy of God. Don't presume, oh, it's all that little piddly stuff. He's not worried about me. He got much bigger sinners out there. You know, people doing much worse than what I'm doing. You need to ask forgiveness for who you are, what you've done, and how you've lived your life. And I hope and pray to God that when my time comes in my last confession, I can say, I forgot to say my morning prayers. I hope that's my last confession. Right now, it's much more extensive. I've got a lot more things that I need to deal with. But that's all part of that process of growing in holiness. And when you're growing in holiness, the end times don't matter. It really doesn't. The end times don't matter one bit if we know we are or we're in the process of becoming who God wants us to be. Begin with the sacrament of reconciliation. Make it regularly, preferably monthly, if not every 2 to 3 months. And make sure that when that time comes, I'm in the waiting room and all I got to do is get ready to go in. Thanks for being with us. May each day bring you closer in your walk with the Lord. God bless you.
For 37 million Americans, this is life. Living below the poverty line. Every day, a struggle. Just to hang on. What would you give up to keep your grip? Food? Medicine? Clothing? Tough choices that 1 in 8 Americans face every day. Many have jobs and children and families. But every day, life below the poverty line gets a little bit harder. Find out what you can do. Please, don't let one more fall. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Have you, as a Catholic, ever been asked a question that began something like, where in the Bible is, and then they ask you about Mary or the Pope or purgatory or confession or baptizing babies or whatever? Well, what do you do if you don't know where it is in the Bible? What do you do? Are you helpless? Should you just hang your head and walk away? What do you do? I believe many Catholics today are afraid to discuss their faith with non-Catholic Christians because quite often they don't know how to deal with the question, where is that in the Bible? Well, fear no more. The Bible Christian Society, with its free written and audio resources and video resources, helps Catholics learn how to answer any and all questions about their faith. And we don't just teach you how to answer the questions, we teach you techniques for how to engage in a discussion about the faith with pretty much anyone. So check out all of our free resources at BibleChristianSociety.com, BibleChristianSociety.com.
All right, on this episode of One-on-One, I want to take you back. A lot of you around my age or somewhere around there always remembers being in a duck blind or a deer stand. And I want to say one name that all of you are going to remember: Roy Chauvin. And the reason I paused after that, because I want to give you time to go, yes, I've heard the name. And Roy's our guest on One-on-One today. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about a book that Roy has written and his conviction for his job and law enforcement and the great job that he did. And he didn't care who you were or what your status was in the community. He was protecting the wildlife and the laws. We'll take a break. When we come back, Roy Chauvin. One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that. I'm Mary Riviere, and when you come through our doors at Waits and Downer, you're part of our family.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience. These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you are in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Will I ever see my family again? Do they even remember I'm here? I feel so alone. Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
And welcome back to One-on-One. I'm Martin Foss with Roy Chauvin. And Roy, it's good to have you here. And I meant what I said in the intro as a person who went to Dr. Jerry Haydell's duck camp all the time, and of course my brothers and my family involved in hunting. And as we're sitting around, it's a conscious decision that everybody makes when you get in a duck blind, whether or not you're going to obey the law or you're going to shoot that one extra duck that's coming over. And we always did not shoot the one extra duck, mainly because of a guy named Roy Chauvin. You did your job. It was marketing before marketing was easy to do. And take us back. Where were you born? Where'd you grow up? And then eventually we're going to get to how you became a game warden.
Okay, I was born in Homer. I lived on Morrison Avenue, just the 50s house. Right. And I went to Vanderbilt. I went to Nichols. I played ball at Nichols. I went to law school for a short period of time that a lot of people didn't know about. And I was kind of wandering around trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Hunting and all is kind of like a rite of passage down here. Everybody did that at that time. It's kind of changing a little bit today. Yeah. But it was a rite of passage. And it was more of a right to the people. They felt, and that the ducks belonged to them, the wildlife belonged to them. Mm-hmm. And we shouldn't, regulations were kind of not looked upon. Right. I kind of attribute it to the most educated people. It's in the book too. Most educated people sometimes forgot how to count. And you know, and I've sat on a lot of people that a lot of people don't know about, you know, and I didn't even go to them, you know, but I watched them hunt. Ducks in particular, everybody associated everything with ducks because it was a federal violation. Mm-hmm. And there was little or no control over the feds. And when you went to federal court, you know, you were kind of stuck. You know, there was politics didn't interfere. I say that, but the book will tell you differently, that there was politics in the federal system as well, pertaining to ducks, to me, to everything else. Always stuck up for the poor guy, my whole life. When I resigned from law school, I told the dean of law school, I told him, I said, I don't think I can become a lawyer. I said, I'm not going to be a very good lawyer. Everything's going to be pro bono. I'm going to be fighting for some poor guy all the time. I'm not going to make any money, you know, because I want to do something in life that has a meaning. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's my Catholic background. Maybe it's the old nuns that used to, and the old brothers at the old boys' school. Mm-hmm. No, maybe that's what it is that carried on. You know.
What year did you go to Vanderbilt?
68. 68.
It was Homer Central.
It was Homer Central Catholic at that time. We went to the old boys' school. I was on Barrow Street. Right. And we transitioned over to Vanderbilt. It was at Homer Central Catholic High School. And I have baseball caps. I played baseball. And I have a baseball cap, Homer Central Catholic High School, and Old Vanderbilt and all that. Yeah.
So you got to be part of two names.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I played ball there, and then I went on to Nichols on scholarship. And played
what
ball
did you
at
play
Nichols.
at Vanderbilt?
Pitcher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So was it Lely at the time, or was it
Well,
Buddy?
it was Lely, S.P. LaRussa.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Lely Digg was still there. Yeah.
Y'all were pretty doggone good. What made you decide? I know you talked about law school a little bit, but there's got to be a conscious effort at one point. I want to be a game warden. Here's a guy who's hunting and fishing, and now I want to be a game warden. Well,
I kind of looked at I said, what am I going to do in life? I had an education. Mm-hmm. I went out and I was an honor student. Yeah. I went out to try to get a job in the oil field when I first quit law school. Mm-hmm. Too much education, Roy. You can't have a job here. You're going to have to move to Houston. You're going to have to move to Dallas. You're going to have to move somewhere else to work with us. Yeah. You're going to be working with a lot of people with no education, and they're going to fear you. I had to put up with that. So I said, I'm going to look for something that maybe, you know, will be something worthwhile that I would like. And I always did love to hunt and fish. And so I decided that I was going to try it. And I remember the chief of enforcement at the time that interviewed me, I was the first one ever in the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries Enforcement Division to have a degree. So it scared them. They didn't know what they were getting. And the chief of enforcement was a guy that was a former FBI agent, and he said, well, let me ask you this. He said, why do you want this job? I said, I'm not sure. I said, I'm just moving around thinking of things. I'll try it, you know. He said, well, we're looking for people that'll want to, it's kind of prophetic, because he said, we're looking for people that we want to keep from now on. We don't want you to just come and fly by,
Right.
you know. And I said, well, maybe in 20 years you can ask me, did you want to keep me? You know, at that
Right.
point. So it was kind of prophetic. Maybe you might not want to keep me.
How long did you stay?
27 years.
27. For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
Waits and Downer. When you walk in our door, you're part of our family.
Hi, I'm Orlando Williams, and I live in Terrebonne Parish, and I'm vaccinated. How about you? My father entered the hospital with COVID in its early stages. My daddy lived till day 13, and to wake up to a call at 6:45 from the doctor saying you have 2 minutes to get the rest of your family on the phone. He had to die alone. I made it my mission to make sure no other family had to feel this.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get over $2,000 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
So you made a career of it. Of
course,
we knew that. And over that 27 years, which the book probably has a lot of stories. We see it now on TV. They have the reality shows with the game wardens. And well, I wish if I'd have thought back in those times, if we'd have followed you with a camera and a microphone, we'd have got some good stuff.
Well, you'd have got some real good stuff, but they wouldn't have allowed you in some places that I had to go.
Right.
Because the book is like a fly on the wall aspect of my career. The clandestine meetings, the one saying, stop it, quit, you can't do that, you know, with the politicians, you know, and everybody else. It was a very political time, and I was new. I was different. I was a different type of person, and I had to decide whether I was going to be early on. I tried, and I said, what am I going to do? Am I just going to go with the flow? The wildlife and fisheries were referred to as possum cops at the time. I mean, that was degrading, but they deserved it. Yeah. When I first started, they deserved it. Mooch Patrol, possum cops, didn't do anything. The politician said, stay home, collect a check, don't worry about it. Well, the check wasn't much either. I was making $582 every 2 weeks, and I had a college education when $20,000 a year the oil fields were paying at the time, you know, at the start, you know, and that was good money then in '74. And so I said, what am I going to do? So I tried. And on my very first venture, the very first chapter in the book, and I need to tell a couple of stories, you know, because that's what made me stay, and that's what made me the way I am. And a lot of people portrayed me as an egotistical, gun-toting, crazy man, power-hungry, that was looking for media coverage. And it was so far from the truth, and it got to me, you know, at times when I was just trying to be fair. My whole philosophy, fair and honest, fair and honest. You're going to see it throughout my book, throughout my letters to the department, throughout everything. Just be fair and honest. I wanted to, so they pushed me into the way I was, really, because it was so unfair and so dishonest. Every day I wrote a diary. I wrote what happened. Just, I don't know why, but I just did. And this old man, we were working a shrimp patrol. I was brand new. I was told to observe. I was with 2 other agents, my supervisor and another agent. They're both dead, by the way. They said, just observe. We're going up past the Zeal. It's in the book, just like that. Past the Zeal. The shrimp season was closed. It traditionally opened on the 3rd Monday in August at that time, so it was very easy to determine when the season opened and closed. Past the Zeal was a bayou. I don't know if it is anymore. You know, I hadn't flown anymore. Right. But past the Zeal was a bayou. Easy to determine where the shrimp line was. I'm brand new. Don't even have a uniform first. We're going up past the Zeal's closed season, and we pass 1, 2, 3, 4 boats, 4 or 5 big boats, double rigs. And we go to a last boat up in the front, which is traditional. You go up in front. He was pulling. They were all pulling in closed season. It was a monetary thing. They were making money in closed season. We board this vessel, and it's an old man by himself, little single rig. He's on the boat by himself. All the rest of the boats are big boats, steel hulls. And we get on the boat, and I'm not saying anything. And we tell him we're taking his shrimp, we're taking his net, you know. He complains a little, which is understandable, you know, I understood that. But the message from him was, it was a man that he had a half a hand. And he was fighting it to get the nets in the boat. He was de-rigging, you know, and he was disgusted because he got caught, you know. There goes his money. And all he said was, what about the other 5 boats? The supervisor said, don't worry about them, worry about yourself. Worry about you, we got you. So I didn't say anything. I helped him de-rig the boat, took his shrimp, he had hung his head, and we left the boat. As we were going out, we passed the first big boat. He's still trolling in closed season. Passed the second big boat, third big boat, fourth big boat, double rigs. So I asked the other agent, not the supervisor, I said, what are we doing? I said, we're not going to go and book those boats too? And the old man, that's all he said. What about the other boats? He didn't matter. Justice. He was looking for justice. Right. It didn't matter if he got caught, as long as the other boats got caught too. And we passed by those 5 boats. And so I objected. And I was told, keep your mouth shut. This is what you signed up for. That stuck in my head. I said, well,
but where did
how can I do that?
Yeah, but where did you get that? First of all, in order to be in that position, you got to think like that. So where did you get that from? Your mother, your father, your upbringing?
Yeah, my father-in-law was a very strict Catholic. We went to Mass all the time, and it was kind of, he was a commercial fisherman at one time.
What was your father's name?
Roy Chauvin Sr.
Okay, yeah. For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick perks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kind of got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get $3,750 purchase cash on 2021 Enclave models. Plus, current eligible Buick owners get an additional $1,000 allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. It's moving right up the stick, and that stick goes directly over Grand Isle and Fouchon.
It was kind of a low-key family,
Right.
but I think I got it mostly from going to Catholic school. They drilled it in you over there. They just constantly drilled it in you to do the right thing, and I listened. I thought I was doing the right thing, you know, at the time, and it made it very difficult because nobody liked me, you know, and I struggled through that. That's what the slave of conviction is. I struggled through it. I'd be riding in my boat by myself in the middle of the night saying, am I doing the right thing? Am I being too hard on the people? Or what do I do? You know, I was asking the question, and only one would answer me, you know.
Yeah, but I see it from two different standpoints. You say they didn't like you. Maybe that was within. On the outside, looking in, anybody who understands that there's laws, who's not trying to beat the system, would understand Roy Chauvin just trying to do his job.
Well, that applied to only those who I didn't, the ones who I caught. Yeah. If you ask them, a lot of them were bitter, you know, because they were used to playing the political game. You call your politician and he gets you out of it because Roy would fix the ticket because the politician called it. I said no to the politician.
Right.
I said no, and they called me, and I threw away my entire career. So then it, as far as going for promotions, I was smart enough to get a promotion. I knew how the game was played, and I threw everything away. And I said, well, then it became a vocation. Then it became, I'm going to do it no matter what, you know.
So the bureaucracy of it pushed you into being stricter.
Harder, that's right. I went through 5-year periods, I call it. First 5 years, I was feeling it out. I caught a lot of people, you know, and I felt it out and tried to see what the people wanted. The only ones, you know, that impressed me were the ones that was the simple people down the bayou, especially with the commercial industry. They wanted it. They wanted you to go to Caillou Boca and bust everybody. They wanted that. And I remember Greenberg one time telling me when he became elected, he said wildlife was one of the most important things that they have. He said, I deal with rapes, murders, all of this, but everybody calls me about wildlife. So we had meetings down the bayou. And there was, at the first meeting, we went to Grand Caillou when Greenberg was elected. What happened at the meeting was those 300 fishermen, Greenberg, I got up there and I said, we're going to take your nets, we're going to take your shrimp. And the new twist, we're going to take your boat. You can't do that, Chauvin. We ain't going to let you do it. They were hollering at me from the audience. It ain't going to happen, Chauvin. We're going to fight you. So Greenberg got up there and said, no, this is how it's going to be. So, but Greenberg was, he said, I don't think they're going to come very first day. Very first day. I got 30 boats at the pass. This is a story in the book. Mm-hmm. And it's the political issue as well. I'm in the airplane, I'm circling the boat. There's 30 boats on the line. There's one boat pulling way inside, 2 miles inside, pulling toward Pelto. I've been going further and further in, double rig. And I said, okay. I told the pilot, I said, let's go land on him. Too rough to land. So I said, circle him and tell him I'm gonna tell him to pick up his nets. So he picked up his nets, and he saw I couldn't land, so he put it back down. You know, arrogance. So I'm in the airplane, and we're flying. I'm calling the agents in, and I get a phone call. I get a call on the radio. It's the chief of enforcement. He says, I got Representative so-and-so on the phone right now, and he wants to talk to you. He said, are you circling this boat? I got a picture of it and all in it. Yeah. I said, yep, I am. He said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna book him. He said, you need to, now this representative was on the floor of the House. He said, you need to talk to him before you do anything. I said, I'm not doing that. And now this radio transmission, I'm 1,000 feet up in the air, so you could hear it statewide. Mm-hmm. All the other agents in the entire state could hear me talking to the chief of enforcement. He's in Baton Rouge. And I said, I'm not doing that. I'm booking him. So he said, you need to talk to this representative. I said, I don't want to talk to you no more. He said, what you going to do with the boat? It was the very first boat we were going to seize. I said, I'm seizing the boat. And he didn't say anything. He said, I'm ordering you not to seize the boat. I said, I think that's a direct illegal order. I said, I'm seizing the boat.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.
Beginning this season, Friday night sports game highlights will still be aired, but without commentary on Friday night. HTV will choose 3 games per week, and those highlights will be featured on our Sports in the Bayou program that will air on Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Join Bobby Hebert, Mike Detillier, Rich Marty, Stan Gravois, Harry McCullough, Dr. Pat Hagan, and Martin False as they bring you all of the Saints, LSU, Nicholls State, and high school highlights on a weekly basis.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get over $2,000 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Hi, my name is Pastor Troy James. I live in Terrebonne Parish and I am fully vaccinated. How about you? I had a lot of underlying conditions. And for my family and my friends, I did not want to go around them being unvaccinated, so I made it a precedent to be the leader in my family to get vaccinated.
Billy's Best Brands Plus has all of your bedding, appliance, and electronic needs. Whether you're in the need of a new washer or dryer, refrigerator or stove, at Billy's we have a wide selection of HD TVs and home theater systems. plus the best bedding around. Come in and see our great selection today, only at Billy's Best Brands Plus. And let us deliver to you. Billy's Best Brands Plus, located at 5805 West Main Street in Houma.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
The Ford Black Friday sales event is going on now at your Southern Quality Ford dealer. Get holiday ready with the best offers of the season on America's best-selling truck and award-winning SUVs. New inventory is arriving daily. Or build and order your custom Ford today. There's no better time to get holiday ready during the Ford Black Friday sales event. Get holiday ready in a new F-150 with 0 for 66, plus $500 bonus cash. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
All right, we came down Clinton Street in Chauvin today. We've been speaking with a Miss Eleanor Bonilla. Now, she is living at one of her relatives' places in town, but she keeps telling us that FEMA has been out here and that she can get no response from FEMA. Now, I want to show you the situation. Let's turn around, Dwayne, if we can, and show Miss Bonilla's house. It has a blue tarp on it. I can see where the roof was mangled, and then the back part is torn up. So she is not living here waiting on repairs. She has tried to talk to FEMA several times. Now, what FEMA told her is that she lives in a low-lying area. This is Miss Bonilla's words to us. We weren't there for the conversation, but she's told us twice that FEMA said her elevation is the problem. All right, so if that was indeed said, herein lies the problem. There's a FEMA trailer right across the street. And how can one person get a FEMA trailer and another person be denied? It baffles me. So we've heard this more than one time. Somebody's denied, then right across the street, somebody has a FEMA trailer. So we wanted to make sure that Ms. Bonilla indeed needed a FEMA trailer, because that's the big thing. A lot of times FEMA comes out and looks, and if they see that you have a blue tarp on your roof, they pass you right up. And to be honest, that's a lot of BS. And so now more public officials are getting involved because that blue tarp could have a bunch of holes in the roof underneath it. If you look at the roof next to it, it's non-existent. Let's walk. If you look at her home, she told me she moved a bunch of items underneath the home. The home is elevated, so obviously she took the time to elevate her house so that she could meet the requirements. So if FEMA's coming around, this is the catch, folks. This is what gets me. If FEMA's coming around, and Dwayne, I'll get a shot here. If FEMA says elevate your house, it's a federal program, you got to elevate it, and she elevates her house. But then her house gets destroyed, and they're telling her the ground is too low to bring a trailer. Come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, think about it. Think of the things that people are jumping through, the hoops and the hurdles they're jumping through to get a trailer. Obviously, we see there was a lot of damage in this area. Look at the home behind her. Look at the shed pushed back. She's got, I guess, 2 sheds in the back. One's totally missing. The other one's, mangled up pretty good. So let's walk up. Let's walk up. I'll watch our step, Dwayne. Stairs seem to be pretty good. The roof blown off. Upstairs, her refrigerators
are all moved outside. She's lost everything. I'm sure she won't mind us up here because we told her we were coming. She's not here. Let's check it out, Dwayne, if we can. I'm just trying to document this to show people what our citizens are going through. This is all the items she's put outside. Let me see if she's got more items on the porch. So obviously she's got damage here, there's no doubt. So I see the cracks in the wood going into the house. She's obviously got water in the house. So what does it take? What does it take to get FEMA, who claims they passed it on to GOSEF, who claims that they can't find locations and they can't reach people when they go on location, to help people out? The DA, Joe Waits, said last week, go to him. He will personally have some of his crew ride out with officials to show them where the trailer needs to be placed. There you go. We see Spectrum out here as we're out here. We see officials walking, trying to get people up to speed. We see homes with the roofs ripped off. We see a FEMA trailer down the road. I can see a second one, not the one with the blue tarp, that's a personal one. But further down the road by a trailer, there's another FEMA trailer. So why can't Miss Bonelia get a FEMA trailer? They keep telling her land is too low. I mean, that's ridiculous when you think about it. You know, if it wasn't so serious, it would be comical. I can't believe FEMA's using this, and I tell the people of Terrebonne and Lafourche, fight back. Man, question everything they tell you, because this is ridiculous. I'm looking at, I see two for sure, and we're gonna ride down the road to see if there's more. I don't see any this way, but within 250 feet is one trailer, within 1,000 feet is another trailer. FEMA, GOSEF, shame on you. This lady should have a trailer sitting right here in the front yard, and if not, she could find a place to put it at one of her relatives' homes. We'll take a break. Get off your butt, FEMA, get off your butt, GOSEF. It's time to get the right thing done.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel, where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish.
But the stick doesn't lie.
No.
That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle, to me, are ground zero at this point. It's moving right up the stick, and that stick goes directly over Grand Isle and Fouchon.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
We have big news here at Terrebonne Ford.
You can now get a $1,000 auto bonus cash when you order a new Ford.
This means you get to design the new Ford that you want. Color, trim, options, you design it the way you want it.
And your new Ford will get priority in the building process, so you get your new Ford sooner.
Plus 1,000 order bonus cash. Order online at terrebonford.com or come see us at Terrebonne Ford in Houma.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience. These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
All right, we're here on Mara Street, right?
Yeah.
Mara Street, which is right next to Clinton in Chauvin. We're just trying to get our facts straight about these FEMA trailers and why people are being denied. And the LaBeoufs, right?
Yeah.
All right, your first name?
Johnny LaBeouf.
Johnny?
Johnny LaBeouf Sr.
All right, there you go. So you're responsible for the clan here.
Yeah.
All right.
For the whole clan, they all live with me.
Yeah, now, first of all, you stayed for the storm?
Yes, sir.
How was it?
Oh, it was rough. Oh, yeah, wind would blow over 200 miles an hour at least. I seen the houses blow off the pile of them, the trailers blow up, hitting the side of my house.
Wow.
It wasn't pretty. I'm never doing it again, though.
Yeah, and you stayed for the other storms, too?
Yeah, I stayed. Because I got a bunch of animals, my pigs, chickens, and all.
Yeah.
Somebody had to watch them.
This was the worst one you've been through?
Oh, yeah, the worst of my life, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't planning on staying in another.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Now, tell me about FEMA. I see y'all, Dwayne, let's show they have an area staked off. And Ms. Bonilla had called us from the next street.
Yes.
And y'all know Ms. Bonilla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And she's moved because she can't get FEMA to give her a trailer. And they said her land was too low. But if I'm looking across the street, y'all land is the same level as Ms. Bonilla. What did FEMA tell you?
They told me they go come check, but they never did, you know. They said they called, but they never did.
Yeah.
And they got my daughter-in-law's phone number on my cell phone.
But did y'all get approved for a FEMA trailer?
Yeah,
I did.
Not
you
me.
did? You did? And where you live?
House, you know, 60 on 106 Chauvin Street.
Okay.
My house fell off the blocks.
Yeah.
So I filed for FEMA, and they got me my flags over there. They come and bring me one supposedly.
All right, so you over there, but they're going to bring the trailer right here
Over
to
here because
about
I
1,000 feet away from where they denied Miss Bonilla because her land was too low. Dwayne, let's show this. Y'all want to walk with me?
Over here.
Yeah, let's show. Y'all got it flagged.
Yeah, they did that.
Oh, wait, FEMA flagged it?
Yeah, the surveyor
The inspector from FEMA came flag it off. Yeah, I'm actually waiting on them to deliver it.
Yeah, they go run temporary light pole and everything.
They said it was.
They're going to run it.
Yeah, they're going to run it.
Yes.
See, that's another thing they're telling people is you got to have a temporary light pole run. They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to come and put a temporary light pole. They're going to bring a contractor. So, folks, you got to fight them on these issues. If they come out here and tell you land's too low, point across the street and say, well, look, they're flagged and ready to get a trailer. I believe what Mr. Waits told me the other day. It's a shell game. They're wearing people out, and it's a shame. It really is a shame. And now your daughter had some damage in the back, you were telling me? Can we look at it?
Yeah, go ahead. It's blown all apart.
Oh, this is hers. This is the trailer back here.
My daughter's place. And, Michelle Perkle and my daughter lived there, but everything blown. All this side all tore up to pieces. The bedrooms,
Right.
windows, everything blown out.
Right.
You can't live. Everything's on glass all over. You can't do nothing in there.
Yeah, it's terrible. And she's did she move to another location?
Well, she's living with me right now. I got my family staying here, but I lucked out. God blessed me with my house. It's still standing.
Yep, I'm gonna let my sister stay in that camp because this one's gonna be so big for me and my family.
Right.
So we're gonna stay in this one. I'll put my sister, instead of her staying in there with mom and dad, she can stay in her.
Is this Johnny the third?
No, we made his name Blake, man.
Blake
LaBeouf.
Hey, Blake.
Blake Michael.
How you doing, Blake?
Say Cheeto. He just started saying that word.
Oh,
Cheeto.
Yeah? Well, it looks like he's got a Cheeto in his hand and he's got Cheeto around his mouth. So Blake's having a good time. So, and I'm just trying to understand this, folks. It's just, it blows my mind that the LaBeoufs.
Temporary light meter right here on the post, and they're gonna run the sewer to the other sewer going to the trailer. They're gonna tap into it. They're gonna leave it overground and hook it up, though.
Did they drive the pilot?
No, I had that. I seen
So you had
that.
it ready to go.
Yeah, for my daughter to run her lights.
Right.
But I ran it underground, and I hooked it up to a box. But the thieves stole all the wire all over to my house, and they cut it.
Since the storm?
Yeah, they come there to Lewis at nighttime with a flashlight, stole all the electrical wire all the way to my house, almost to my box, and they cut it. Well, they didn't get electrocuted, man.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they stole everything. All electric wire and everything.
Would y'all keep me posted when they bring the trailer? Because in this whole area, we're just trying to make sure that people have justice, that everybody's getting help, you know?
We didn't know that because of the property being too low, they was just getting denied.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's what Ms. Benny is telling us, and you know, it seems like it's just inconsistent. Now, they got some good people at FEMA, but they got some that are giving people a song and a dance. So it depends on who you get. Depends on who comes to your property. It's almost like the adjusters. If you get a good one, they're going to take care of you. Did you have insurance?
No, sir. I can't afford it. I'm on it. Social Security disability, and you don't get too much. You know, it's enough to survive, and that's it. And I'm helping my family out and everything.
Right.
Got to make it harder, man. You know?
Yeah, you're right. What did you do for a living?
I used to be a tankerman.
Yeah.
All inspector and everything.
Yeah.
But I had to give it up because of my leg and arms. I can't do nothing no more. No.
Johnny, what do you do?
I'm a captain, tugboat, DMS, the Loach Marine.
Yeah. You got to go to work and come back and deal with a lot of stuff.
Actually, I just came home. I was supposed to be on the tug, but we went to the shipyard, so I asked them if I could come home because we just finished this tin shed.
Right.
And they stole everything out my shed. So the remaining items in my house, we loading. Actually, we just made it load. So we're going to finish loading everything, and then I'm going to go back to work probably Tuesday.
So there's a lot of looting over here.
Oh, yeah, a lot, man, all over the place.
Okay.
You got to watch it, man. We almost got to stay up all night, you know, to watch the lures.
All right, well, there you have it. We're still in Chauvin, and they got this. It's ironic. They have their land staked off. They've talked to FEMA. They're waiting on FEMA, and from place to place, you get a different answer. I wish it was consistent. I really do, but it's not. It seems to be all over the place. FEMA should have a plan moving forward that they roll into town with the cavalry, but they just can't get it right, going all the way back. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever HTV10 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get over $2,000 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larpenter have been the foundation of what is now Alford & Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before, and just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
Looking for complete peace of mind when buying your next pre-owned vehicle? Trep's got it. Why buy a Trep Chevrolet GM certified pre-owned vehicle? You could save thousands of dollars compared to a new vehicle. Most certified pre-owned vehicles offer a limited bumper-to-bumper coverage and limited powertrain coverage on top of new vehicle warranty. These vehicles have undergone rigorous inspection and come with a vehicle history report and maintenance history. So if you want true confidence, Trep's got it at Trep Chevrolet in Houma.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here and understand the unique challenges that face our region. Our commitment to our community and customers and love for Louisiana keeps us motivated. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient, offering single-stream recycling program options. We have set the highest standards for environmental protection, community engagement, and guaranteed client satisfaction. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553 to save money with hassle-free service. Our team has over 100 years of experience, so we know how to make you happy. The sky is the limit, so fly with the Pelican.
We're at the end of the same subdivision. Hello, how are you? Martin Falls, how you doing?
All right, I'm doing good.
And what's your name?
Judy Luttrell.
Luttrell? How you spell Luttrell?
L-U-T-R-E-L-L.
Okay. And Judy, we passed by, we're trying to do assessments on damage down here because some people are being told that the land's too low to bring a trailer. And you have a trailer. Was this purchased or was it provided by FEMA?
It's a purchase by FEMA.
Okay, wow. And did you have a trailer here before?
Yes, sir. It was up on these pylons right here where the shed's at.
Oh, yeah.
It was up there, and the whole thing came down.
Yeah.
The guy across the street said it was a tornado that hit. He watched it.
Really?
Blow it. Yeah.
Wow. But you obviously were not in the trailer.
No, thank God. Thank goodness.
Where did you go to for the storm?
We went to Texas.
Okay. And when you came back, how big a process was it to, did FEMA work with you well, or was it hard, or what?
It was easy. They did a good job.
See, that baffles us. Some people are having a lot of problems, and some people like you, it happens like that. So obviously, I think it depends on who you get to help you, right?
I'm guessing, because we had built this, and I lived in this till we got the trailer. Well, I lived in there till we got the trailer.
Well, let's look at it was a shed before?
No, I built that.
Oh, you built it after the storm?
Yeah.
Really?
My trailer was on top of there. It was where the pylon's at right here.
Right.
That was my trailer.
Oh, wow.
We had built this little thingy to live in.
So you built this to live in until the trailer got here?
Right. Had to do something.
Well,
Got to survive. First, I stayed in a tent in the backyard, and then I started working on this. And
how long did you live in a tent?
About 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then we had Herbert fix this, and I stayed in there, or I could stay with my sister or whatever. So.
And what did you just use? Wood you had laying around?
A friend of mine had extra wood, and he did it for me. And parts of this was maybe stuff from my trailer that I salvaged.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you knew how to survive, didn't you?
Yes, I am a survivor.
Yeah.
That's what Down the Bayou is about.
You were born down the bayou?
Yes.
We all say down the bayou, up the bayou, depends on where you live, right?
Yeah, my mama was a Boudreaux from Boudreaux Canal.
Wow.
They used to live across the bayou. You might even know Linda and Billy Luttrell.
Yeah, it's a great spirit down here. I've always told people that you can be knocked down but not knocked out over here. People sort of know how to get back up and get running.
It took a while to get back where I'm at, but you got to do what you got to do.
And you have all the necessities in here that you needed when you were waiting on your trail? Sure. Well, that's okay. We'll take a look at it.
I have a washer dryer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here you go, Dwayne. I'll let Dwayne.
So now just use
bathroom, wash and dryer, sofa to sleep on.
And my ice, I saved my ice box.
Yeah.
So But yep, this is what I lived in for a little
See,
while.
I still call it ice box too. People say, "You mean refrigerator?" I said, "No, I mean ice box."
Ice box, right? That's always been called that.
Yes,
but like I said, I stayed in here for a good while. At least
Look,
a
the
month.
ceiling is a blue tarp.
We just didn't finish the top yet. We got to put a roof on it. So, but yeah, it was a big mess, a big mess.
Well, you look like you had a lot of spirit and you improvised. And when did the trailer arrive?
Oh gosh, I can't remember. About 2 or 3 months, maybe 2 months after. Not even that. I don't remember. It's a good while I got it. So.
Where'd you get that spirit from? Were you ever really just to the point of giving up, or did you dig down deep and did you put it in the hands of God?
I put it in the hands of God, and I get that from my mama. My mama was a diehard woman. Really? She didn't need material things. She just lived like she lived. That's how we were raised. Yeah. We were raised to just keep on going.
There you go.
So,
well, good deal.
That's down the bayou. The guy across the street too freaked out. He said, "Man," he said, "you are surviving." He said, "I heard of a country boy can survive." He said, "You are something else." He said, "A Cajun girl can survive." I said, "Yep, that's how it goes."
All right, let's go check the trailer just to let people know that things are taking place here with the trailers. And well, what's that?
I have a pig that comes eat all the time.
Oh yeah? Where's the pig?
Out to be for the storm.
Really? She just comes and goes?
She comes and goes. She loves me to death.
I'll be dog. Yeah? Did you name it?
Her name is Muffin.
Muffin. All right. Okay, so that's a pretty nice trailer. It's a tall one too, right?
Yeah, it's got a loft upstairs. Y'all want to come check it out?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see how you're living nowadays.
They could put a shelter over it.
Uh-huh. And that's the big thing. We just can't figure out the consistency of why everything is different. Oh, this is nice. Look. Hey, how you doing?
She's glowing. She feels
Dwayne, you can see they got a loft upstairs.
See the fan? That's first time sick.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
But it's pretty roomy. I mean, our trailer was about this big anyway, so.
And do you have cable yet, or are you picking up off the antenna?
I wait for satellite. The Spectrum, they take forever.
Well, they're in the neighborhood. We saw them today in the neighborhood. So.
I got an antenna though. I live off an antenna.
And there you have it. We're in Chauvin, and we're trying to check out who gets the trailers and who doesn't get the trailers, but it looks like it's inconsistent. But you're on the good side.
Oh, yeah.
You up and running. And we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, and I appreciate y'all.
We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more right here on HTV.
If I lose my job, how will I support my family? When will all this unrest end? I wish I could control my anger.
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. and the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
Waits and Downer. When you walk in our door, you're part of our family.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at West Park Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of West Park Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service.
All right, today I want to talk to you about breaking the spirit of lawlessness. And I'm going to show you a little bit here. I hope it blesses you. And I want to begin with Mark chapter 9, verse 17. And I want you to just take note of that Jesus has just exited the mountain of transfiguration. I mean, as a man, can you imagine that moment? Oh, everything about his life at that moment glistened with power and glory. His clothes and everything just shimmered in the presence of God. And somewhere along the line, we forget that he was a man who overcame all the darkness in life and got so close to Father God that in the earth, he shined like heaven. He looked like the Father. And so he comes down off of the mountain and he finds this situation. In other words, he comes out of the height of glory and he comes now down to this domain of lawlessness. He knows what it is to be in the glory. And now he comes down into the world that's supposed to live where he just came out of. And you see, Jesus is just a reflection of what Father God has done for all of us. The potential. Remember, Jesus was living underneath the Abrahamic covenant and he glowed with glory. How much more now that Jesus has whipped the darkness, put it under his